Hello, all my beautiful angels. Good morning. Happy Friday. I hope that you all had an amazing week. It's me, your girl Shyla, back with another makeup video. I know that the makeup videos aren't that mostly viewed on my channel. Is that right? Mostly viewed? Most viewed? Whatever. Either way, I know that they're not the most viewed, but I do really like making them, and I wore this the other day when I got my new Kylie Halloween collection, which is what we're reviewing today. We're going to review and have a little tutorial on the Kylie Halloween palette. I'm only going to do the palette. I got a couple of the other things, but I don't want the video's already going to be kind of long, so I'm only going to do the palette today. And we're going to do a look on this makeup look. Like I said, I did it the other day. I had a lot of comments, a lot of questions about it, so I thought I would do a tutorial for it. I really like it. I think it's perfect for Halloween, especially if you're going to be going out this weekend and doing anything. If you happen to have got this palette and you want to do something like this or have a similar one, I think it came out really good. I call it my smoky pumpkin look because it's like such a smoky orange look that it comes out with, as you can see. Does it look weird when I'm doing that? I think it does. Before we get started, please hit the like and the subscribe button, and also don't forget to hit the bell. That way you're notified whenever I do a new video. Our little family is growing, so it's growing slow, but it's growing steadily. If you're a new subscriber, I appreciate you coming by. If you're just stopping by, I hope that you like the video. I know I'm not Jaclyn Hill, I know I'm not Manny, but I do try and do my best. Please stay if you like it, if you have a good time, and subscribe. We appreciate you. If you're a returning subscriber, I appreciate you sticking with me and coming to see my videos. I appreciate every single one of you. Also, don't forget to check out my Instagram. I post there all the time. It's going to have links to the videos in case you miss one. You just want to hang out, send DMs, as long as you're like polite and friendly. Not all the boys are. I hope that you guys like it. I'm not going to talk too much more because the video is kind of long, so if you guys like it and want to see how I did it, let's get right into the video. Okay, so let's get going on this. So we're going to start off with our little Kylie palette. This is our Halloween palette. I love the little black with the silver for like the tears that we got going on, or the makeup tears. The makeup running is what it's got going on from crying. And the palette has a lot of shimmers in it. It's got an orange, it's got a bright yellow, which I really like. The bright yellow is super pigmented. Pretty much all the colors are super pigmented in the palette here. It's got like a lighter green color, and like I said, they're all shimmery, and I'm trying to, right there, okay. And then it's got like a gold color, as you can see. And I'm pretty sure this is like a dark purple. I don't think it's too terribly shimmery. It's one of the few matte colors that are in this. And then it has this bright orange. This is what we're going to be using today. And it also has like this black and gold like shimmery color. Can you guys see the shimmer in that? That is the color that we're going to be using today. And then it also has like a basic matte color, like a transition color that we're also going to be using today. So those are the majority of the colors in it. There's a couple other like base color, like a light green and like a light gray taupey color for transition. But it's really, really good. It has a lot of colors in it. We are gonna start out like we always do when I do these. We're gonna start out because we're doing eyeshadow. So my foundation isn't done, but I've already set my face with my Prep and Prime. And when I'm using a dark eyeshadow, like we're gonna do a smoky orange look, so I'm using the tape to give myself a nice tight line right underneath my eyes right there. And if you do decide to use the tape to get a nice tight line, please be careful putting it on and taking it off. Don't rip off any eyelashes doing it. I've done that, it hurts. And I have already done my eyebrows, or you know what I do for eyebrows. And I have already, I already prepped my eyes with my Painterly paint pot, so that is already done. And it's going to be a little different today because I took some advice from my good friend Jamie, and instead of having my little mirror over here on the side to look down on, it's like right here in front of you guys, see? So I'll be able to like try to stay focused more directly in front of me as opposed to on the side. So I forgot to bring my makeup wipes in here. So I'm gonna go clean these off. I'll be right back and we're gonna start this. Okay, now that I got those all cleaned off, we are gonna grab our little Kylie palette, and we are gonna grab this. It's called Hey Pumpkin color, and it's this this transition color that I was showing you when I did the little swatches on my fingers. And we're gonna grab a fluffy brush. I don't have a number for it. Normally use my MAC brushes. This is just one that came with the Kylie Christmas collection a while ago, but most of my other ones have a lot of darker colors on it, and this one kind of has a lighter color, so I'm gonna go with that. We're gonna start with that, and we're just gonna put that right in our crease. And it's a transition color, but it's a transition color with like a light, I want to say like a light browny orange, as you can see from it. And it's good and buildable. It's just a good, basic, everyday transition color. And one thing that's nice about having the tape trick done on the corner there is you can really, you know, do some circle over here and really get crazy on that tape, because it's gonna create a nice line on it, and you don't have to worry about going over. And as you can see, good transition color. And once we're done with the first one, we're gonna do the second. So once we're done with that, as you can see, we have both sides done now. We are gonna go ahead, that's all we're gonna do on the crease for now. We're gonna go right into our lid, and we're gonna grab a nice thin brush. I'm using my MAC 228 brush, which is a nice thin flat brush. We're gonna grab our Fix Plus or whatever setting spray you're using. Get your brush wet. And then we are gonna go in with the Halloween color, which is that really shimmery orange color I was showing you. And you're gonna see when I put it on, it is so shimmery. And this palette is really good for the spreading of the creaminess of the shimmers and how well they spread. I really like it. And it doesn't seem to have a ton of fallout, which always makes us happy. And what I like to do when I do my shimmers is I like to go from the inner corner towards the outer corner, and I stretch it as far as it can go, and then I grab some more and I kind of finish it off. Touch up any parts where it got a little thin. From spreading it. As you can see. Now, something I really like about this palette is I have been looking in a palette, and in some of the palettes I've got, I have the Makeup Geeks Halloween palette. I think it's called the Pumpkin Spice palette. And the one I was going for my go-to was in the one of the ABH palettes, the one that had all the fallout. Now I can't think of the name of it, but it had like an orange one in there, and that was my go-to for like a pumpkin-y color, but it was like a darker orange, and as you can see, this one is like a bright, bold orange. I love this color. It's such a nice color. Okay, so once we're done with that, hope you guys like it. That's pretty much what we're gonna do with that. We're gonna grab, what are we grabbing? We are gonna grab a little pencil brush. We have two pencil brushes we're using for this. We're gonna grab this one because I already used it the other day. Just a little pencil brush. I don't have the number on it, but it's already got black on it, as you could see, because I used it the other day. And we're gonna go in with this middle color, which is Best Witches, is what that one's called. We're gonna grab that. And what we're gonna do one eye. We're gonna grab some on here. We don't need to get it wet. And we're just gonna go on here and put it about a quarter towards the end on our lid here, towards the corner of it. Like a quarter of the way over, maybe a little more, maybe like a third of the way over. Like so. And then what I like to do is get it good on there. What I like to do when I'm doing like a darker color like this is I also like to go up the little piece of tape, and then I kind of almost make it like a wing with it that I'm gonna blend out later. Like so. So when both sides are done, it's gonna look like this, okay? And as you can see, we've got some fallout going right here, But this is why we haven't done our foundation yet, because when we're done, we're gonna be able to take this off and use a big fluffy brush and just wipe it away. And we're not having to try to clean foundation or the dark color off of our foundation and have it streak or have it smudge. So what we're gonna do from this point is we are gonna grab a fluffy brush. I'm gonna use a MAC 217 brush, or just whatever fluffy brush that you wanna use for blending. Okay, I'm not gonna use the same brush that I used in the beginning because it's a lighter color. I'm gonna use this one because I've already been doing darker colors on it. And then what we're gonna do is I like to start on the upper part, and we're just gonna blend that out. And in the corner here, we're gonna use kind of like a flicking motion on that, and then use our windshield wiper motion to carry the rest of it, what's up here in the crease, over to the rest of our crease to really smoke this out and give it a nice color. Like so. Don't be afraid to get kind of aggressive with this because you have that tape there, and that's what it's for, because it's going to create a nice line. And that way you get a nice crisp line going with that. And then once we have it to where you want it, where it's nice and smoked out and blended and you don't see the ledge and the line anymore, what you're gonna do, and make sure you're holding your brush towards the end, don't hold it up there at the top, because you wanna just be kind of shifting it around as opposed to like really like pushing it and rubbing it off. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go right here, right on this line in the middle, and kind of use like almost like a circular motion to blend it together, and then kind of just push it towards the outside so it's not as bold and a little muted on the darkness. Like so. Like so. You can see the difference. This one isn't done yet, and then this one is done, and now it's kind of smoked out and blended in well. So obviously you're gonna have a little bit going on here, but you could see how much more it's blended after you get done. So there's not a big ledge there. So then we're gonna go in and do the other side. Okay, so once you blended those out, that's what it's gonna look like, just like that. And what I like to do at that point, because you'll have a lot of fallout that happens onto the orange color from the blending, is I wanna grab my little flat brush again that I used and give it one more squirt, because I'm sure it's dried off by now with the Fix Plus. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab some more of that orange color that we used. And then I'm just gonna go back in here and just freshen that up to make that pop a little more. Like so. Like so, to brighten that back up, because it's got kind of dark from doing the other part of it. Okay, so once we're done with that, we're letting that dry up for a second, like so, because then you've kind of recreated the little ledge there between the two of them. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go back in with your darker one that you just used, and you're just gonna lightly, and what I like to do is go away from the orange color and more into the darker color that I just used, and just blend that line just a little bit. So instead of circular motion, and don't do like the whole crease or anything, just do the line. That way you're not getting extra fallout on that orange color you just did, because otherwise it's kind of counterproductive. And you don't want to take the black part over into it, because again, counterproductive. As you can see, so we softened up the line a little bit. Now, once you were done with that, we are going to take off our tape, because we are going to move on to the lower lid. Which is always a struggle with my nails. We're going to take off our tape, and as you can see, when we take off the tape, we have that nice crisp line. So now we're going to grab a big fluffy brush. I'm going to take my MAC 134 brush, and I am just going to lightly brush all of the dust away from where I have the tape on, and where I just put on that darker color, like so, just to clean it up. Once that is done, we're going to move on to our lower lash. So you're going to grab this again, your little palette, and what are we grabbing? We're going to grab Our other pencil brush, which I don't have a number for it, but my lighter colored pencil brush, I have a dark one that I'm using for the black and a light one that I'm using for the light color. We're gonna grab that. And we're gonna get some of that orange color again. And we're gonna do our inner corner, but when we do this inner corner, for this particular look, you're gonna take it about 3/4 of the way over. So you're not just gonna go about half, I'm going about 3/4 of the way. And then what I'm doing, because I'm gonna use this for my inner corner too, I'm gonna wrap this around this inner corner here. Because I really want this orange color, and then make sure you get any parts in there that were missed. I really want this orange color to pop and be bold, like so. So we're gonna do our inner corner just like that. As you can see the difference, the inner corner and the lower lash line. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our darker one, and we're gonna go back in with the black shimmer again. And we're just gonna get the outer corner, almost like a light dusting, and then take it just a little bit lightly into the orange, almost so it kind of blends the two of them together when you do that. And take that right into the corner there. So you end up looking like that on your lower lash too, which is almost matching. See? Okay, let me do the other eye. Be right back. So when you have both sides done, as you can see, both sides are done. They're wrapped around the eye, they're orange and black. We're gonna take our fluffy brush again, and we're just gonna wipe off underneath where we had any little fallout from the dark color we put underneath. Okay, and then we're gonna do some liner. I'm not gonna do a wing. Like I've said many times, I don't usually do a wing, but we're gonna do a wing. So whatever you use to do a wing, if I brought my little thin brush in here, I'm pretty sure I did. Like I've said before, I am using the MAC Fluid Line in the black track color and the MAC 263 brush. And I'm just gonna go in and do a tight line. So if you girls wanna do a wing here, but I'm just gonna do a tight line on this. And I don't necessarily think it needs that much of a tight line, but I am going to be using some, doing my waterline, and whenever I do my waterline, I generally do a tight line too, just because I think it looks better to have both of them done at the same time. And I'm going to be wearing lashes, and I feel like it's good to do your tight line when you're doing lashes because it helps with the band. So, once you get your tight line done like so, see, one tight line is done, the other one is not. So now we have our tight line done, as you can see, done on both sides. And we are gonna now do our waterline. So we are gonna grab whatever you're using for your waterline. I like to use, like I told you before, my Urban Decay 24/7 pencil in the color 0. Just my preference, and always make sure your pencil is sharp before you do your waterline. And I can't really talk while I'm doing this, but I hope you guys are getting to see it okay. I hope you guys really like this new setup. I don't know if you guys could really hear me when I had my hand in front of my mouth. You probably couldn't. I thought of that as I was talking. So as you can see, one of the water lines is done, the other one isn't. I feel like the darkness really rounds out the eye, especially with the smoky look and with the tight line done. Okay, so the eyes are pretty much done. I've done both water lines. I've done both tight lines. I don't know if you guys like it, but this is the look we're going for. I'm gonna go do my foundation real fast and I will be right back. So foundation is done and now we're gonna go in, and since we're doing kind of a glam look, we're gonna do our concealer, and I'm gonna use my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer that I'm using for this. And when I use the concealer, I always get just a little drop on my thumb like so. Just one little drop there, as opposed to, because it doesn't have like a, it's not shape tape, it doesn't have like an applicator. So I just get a little bit on my thumb, and then I'm gonna take the end of my Beauty Blender, dip a little bit in there like so, and then I'm gonna just put some dots like that, and then some on the other side. And then we're gonna do the triangle for our brow, where I frown and get angry, and then our nose, because we want that minimized, and then right here, and then a little bit here, and then some here, and then some here on our laugh lines if we're old like I am. So we end up looking like that. So we're gonna take our Beauty Blender now and we're gonna start blending out. Okay, so now you can see our concealer is all blended out, and make sure you always go with the lighter shade. I'm sure you girls know that. That way it brightens up underneath your eyes. And now we're gonna set that. So we're gonna go in with whatever you're using for setting powder. I'm still using my Laura Mercier setting powder like I always do, my translucent powder. I like to get a little bit on my Beauty Blender, like so. I know my Beauty Blender's gross. And then I just kind of rub it along where I want it to set, like so. I only do my eyes, where I put on the concealer, and then I do my brow, like so, okay? And once you have that on, we're gonna let that set. And what I like to do, once I'm letting that set, okay, let me get the lid on so I don't spill it, because this stuff is like gold. I want to like knock it over and have it go everywhere. What I like to do while it's setting, and this is a good time to do it, is I'm going to go back in with my two little pencil brushes, okay? And I'm going to grab some more orange, because when you put on the foundation and the concealer afterwards, you can see that you lose some of the luster underneath just from blending. So I'm going to go back in. First I'm going to go in with the orange, and I am just going to touch that up a little where I was blending and putting on concealer and foundation, because I want that part to still be bold and still pop. And then again, I'm going to go in with the black too, and just get this outer part here, just like I said, just to touch it up, make it more bold. And the reason why I'm doing that now, why I wait till now to do it, is because you're basically done doing all the other stuff. And if you have any fallout, it's going to get on your setting powder and it'll just wipe away with everything else. So it'll protect your foundation from getting messed up, or your concealer from getting messed up. So as you can see, we've touched both of those up. Now we are gonna do we're gonna grab whatever bronzer you're using, and I'm using my Hoola bronzer. And I like to use kind of just like a flat stipple brush, like so. And I only do my cheeks, I don't do the rest. I only do my cheeks, and I like to hold it at kind of an angle, so that way I'm trying to get it like to where it kind of hits it like an angle as I'm doing it. And I kind of tap when I'm doing it. I don't really rub as much as I tap and like swipe, just a quick swipe. But I really tried to get it at a nice angle, that way it hits like here and goes like right into where that crease is where you want to hit it. I don't do a lot on bronzer. As you can see, one side is done, just to carve out that. And then once, as you can see, my bronzer is done, I like to take my big fluffy brush again, and I like to just go in where I put that on, and just kind of swipe this way a little. I don't really swipe down on it, I just swipe this way, just to blend out that line just a little bit. Because I don't like sharp lines. Sharp lines and I kind of clash. So then you're gonna take your big fluffy brush, which gets used for pretty much everything. You can never have big fluffy brush is so important. And you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna wipe away all of your setting powder. And as you can see, when you wipe it away, you shouldn't have any fallout left over from touching up that makeup underneath your lid. As you can see, like so. And now the bottom is bright and bold, but we've got everything. We've got all the concealer on, so it's nice and bright around it. Okay, so once we're done with that, we're gonna do our blush. I like to use a darker blush for this, like a darker red. That's kind of my go-to for a lot of stuff. So again, my Morphe 9N palette, and I hope the one that I linked you guys down below, because this isn't available anymore, I hope it has some pretty similar colors to what I'm using, but I'm using like a darker red color and then like a tannish color, like a brownish color. I'm combining the two of them to make it more of like a darker red color. And we're gonna hit our cheeks. Like so, not too crazy. Just enough to be a little crazy. Then we're gonna go back in with the big fluffy brush, you guessed it, and we're gonna blend those out. And that way we're gonna brush down towards the bronzer. Like so. Okay, and then once we're done with that, I'm gonna grab your Fix Plus and we're gonna set it. Like that. Okay, we're almost done. We're getting close to the end. Now, normally what I like to use for this is I have a nice bronzy highlighter from my Becca palette, from a holiday palette that I like to use on this, but since it's not available anymore, and I had a hard time finding one, I'm gonna use the Diamond Bomb for this because this is available and everybody can get it. And I kind of want to use something that everybody can get, which is fine because it'll be just a nice sparkly Halloween-y look. Okay, and I've been talking. So my face is drying, and you want your face kind of damp when you put this on. If your face is kind of damp when you put it on, it'll really pick up the shimmer more. Okay, and then what I like to do is, oh, totally forgot to do this, is grab a makeup wipe. This is important. Now that I've been sidetracked, we're gonna grab a makeup wipe now that we're done with this, and we're gonna grab the pencil brush we use the orange on, and we're gonna take this and we're just gonna clean it off a little. Okay, we're gonna clean it off before we dip it into our highlighter there, because we've been using this bright orange color and we don't want to have a bunch of it coming off on where we're using this. So we're going to take our pencil brush and our Diamond Bomb, our highlighter, give ourselves another spray, make sure we're good and damp, and we're going to dip that in there, and we're just going to get our upper brow, give it a nice pop on both sides. And we're also gonna take it and we're gonna do our Cupid's bow. Like so, okay? Once we're done with that, we're pretty much done. We're not going to put anything in the inner corner because we've already done the orange in the inner corner. So we're going to take our Fix Plus, hit it again. As you can see, I use a lot of Fix Plus. Get everything nice and set, and now we're going to do lashes. But before we leave to go do lashes, I am going to start prepping my lips. So I am going to take, I think I brought it in here with me. Maybe I didn't. Oh, here it is. My MAC Lip Prep and Prime, and I'm going to put it on my lips. Because I am going to be using a matte lipstick. So I want these nice and prepped before I do it. And I'm gonna go pop on some lashes. I can't do that on film. So I'm gonna go, so we're almost done. Lashes are on, as you can see. I already did my mascara. I didn't go over it with you guys because it's the same mascara that I always do. Now for this look, I like a little bit darker of a lip. So I am gonna go in with my Dolce K. From Kylie is what I'm going to use on this. I also think it would look really cute, like if you're going like out to a club with something really dark and vampy, like something like with a black or like a dark gray. And that is it, guys. The look is completely done. I hope that you guys like it. I really like the way it comes out with the orange, especially the wraparound, and then the dark on the outside, as you could see. Hope that my lashes came out okay. I think this one actually was a little too far over this way, but whatever. It's like 6:30 at night. I'm really only putting them on just to film this. So. Other than that, we're all done. I don't know what the next video is gonna be. I don't know if it'll be Wednesday or Friday. It'll probably be Wednesday. Or sorry, Monday. So I know I have a lot of stuff coming from Gymshark. I just spent a ton of money there. So I appreciate you guys all watching. I hope that you guys liked the video. Other than that, have a good rest of your weekend. Love you all. Bye.